Have you ever wondered just how bloody bonkers some of these weird tropes and cartoons are? And I'm not just talking about the goofy ones, like some characters telling too many jokes, or the sappy ones, like the main character falling for the girl that's way out of his league. No, I'm talking about the really weird ones that just don't make any damn sense when you think about them for more than 5 bloody seconds. Well, if you haven't thought about it, we at Not Fair Studios have. And we can't just leave vital information away from our amazing viewers now, can we? So today, we're going down a list of some corny cartoon tropes that don't make any damn sense. And each one is going to get progressively more stupid the longer that we go on. Let's get right into it. This one right here always gets on our nerves, and for good reason, because it sounds noble on paper, but in reality, it just feels f***ing dumb after a while. The hero finally beats the villain after all that stress and fighting and dumbass bloody chaos, but then suddenly he switches into this dumbass moral mode and decides he won't send him out to the fiery pits of hell where he belongs. Like, bro, where was this energy when the villain was out here destroying lives for fun? Take Batman and Joker, for example. This genius billionaire playboy in a Halloween suit with a questionable sleep schedule, the GOAT, by the way, has locked his bloody psychopath clown up how many times now? And every single time, this absolute joke of a clown terrorist breaks out and goes right back to causing the same problems.
Let's cook. Chicken dinner.
Hurting innocent people like he knows he's alive when other people bleed. And Batman still refuses to end it. So at some point, it stops looking heroic and starts looking straight up irresponsible. Because, come on now it feels like the hero is indirectly allowing all of the damage to keep happening. Like, he knows what's going to happen next and still chooses to do nothing about it. That there just messes with the whole idea of protecting people. It's like solving the problem short term, but in a game of chess, he's lost the long-term battle to someone who's cracking jokes while he plays. And yeah, people always say the hero wants to be better and wants to stand for something cool that sounds nice. But the villain clearly doesn't care about any of that. So the cycle just keeps going forever. That's why Invincible feels more realistic as it goes on, because it actually shows what happens when you hesitate. The world they live in is brutal, and if you try to play nice with someone who's trying to kill you, you're basically signing your own death certificate, and the death certificate of millions of other people. Now, I don't really blame G-Force for doing what he did in Young Justice. It just had to be done. I mean, look at the bloody threats his uncle's given him. After all he'd done already, the main guy learns it the hard way, and it makes everything feel more real, because actions actually have consequences there. Unlike in some other stories where the villain just keeps respawning like a Minecraft player. This one here has been around, like, forever. And at this point, despite how nostalgic it feels, I'm calling it out. It just feels lazy. The dad is always this clueless fat who can barely function without the wife beating his ass. The mum is stuck doing everything, running the whole house alone. And somehow, this is supposed to be considered normal. By today's standards, you'd most likely find a nun strip club rather than a woman who'd willingly be like this. It's not realistic at all, and it's not even right. Look at The Simpsons. Homer is out here making the worst bloody decisions possible on a daily basis, acting like a grown-ass man-child, while Marge is holding the entire household together, just like Gorilla Glue. And what's worse is it's the same story almost every episode. When you check Family Guy, it's even worse. That oversized pig with the combined IQ of 3 crusty toenails, Peter, is just chaos in human form, doing nonsense for absolutely no bloody reason. And Lois is there trying to fix everything, like she signed up for a full-time job she never applied for. We would never understand why she left her billionaire family to settle for this tub of lard and make a family with a fat dumb a diabolical baby who wants to kill you, a dog who can talk and who's an accomplice of the diabolical baby, and Meg.
Hello?
Is dinner almost ready?
Yes, Peter. God, where are you? I can barely hear you.
Pull back my chair ever so slightly.
And it's not just modern stuff. Even old shows like the Flintstones were already doing this. Fred is loud, stubborn, and always messing something up, while Wilma has to deal with the consequences like she's the only bloody adult in the house. Even in something like Robot Boy, you still see that same setup. The dad's goofy and unserious, and the mum is the one actually keeping things in order. Oh, and she beats him up too. After a while, it just gets annoying because it makes dads look stupidly useless, and mums look like they're carrying the weight of the world every single day. And it rarely switches things up. Like, yeah, having a funny dad can work. Nobody's saying every parent has to be serious all the time. But when he is always dumb and never learns anything, it starts to feel forced. It would actually hit harder if both parents felt like real people, instead of one being a walking joke and the other being permanently stressed for the sake of it. Still though, I think it's better than both parents being f***ing stupid like Timmy's parents. But you know what's worse than that? This one isn't really a cartoon trope, but it's more of a character trope that gets old real fast. And pretty annoying too. The character whose whole personality is just suffering for no reason. Every scene that they show up in, something absolutely terrible is happening to them. And the show treats it like a twisted running joke. You've got Squid with tentacles, who's just tired of life 24/7. Nothing ever goes his way, but he just wants peace, and somehow that is too much to ask. And the show just keeps piling it on, like it's funny.
Hey, Squidward, who do you think is the most miserable person?
Don't know, don't care.
But Squidward, it's imperative that
But Squidward, it is imperative that we... Nothing! I think I'd rather take my chances with the volcano!
His dreams always get crushed and laughed at. He almost never gets appreciated. His actual nemesis, Squilliam, is a cocky superstar. Just imagine if that was you. Then there's Meg Griffin, and this one's just straight up sad because her whole role is being the punching bag. Everybody insults her, nobody respects her, not even her parents. And it just keeps going like the writers are keeping score or something.
Man, I love how these kids celebrate these days.
Even our childhood doom and gloom merchant, Eeyore, lives in permanent sadness. Like the guy can't catch a single solitary break. It's just depressive energy every single time. At some point, it stops being funny and just feels like the character is trapped in a loop that they can't escape. And the worst part is that they rarely get any real wins. So nothing ever f***ing changes. That's why Avatar: The Last Airbender is so perfectly written. Because even when a character goes through a lot, the show still gives them moments to really shine. Take Sokka, for example. This guy gets told that his life is going to be full of pain. And honestly, that prediction isn't even wrong. A lot of his problems come from his own decisions. He's the only non-bender in the group. His girlfriend is also a non-bender, and his first love literally turns into the bloody moon, which is just both sadly and laughably insane when you really think about it. But even with all of that, he still gets real wins, and big ones as well. He grows into a smart strategist. He saves people. He proves that he belongs. And the show never really treats him like a joke that exists just to suffer. Instead, he grows to get better. So, instead of feeling sorry for him all the time, it actually feels satisfying to watch him succeed. And that's way better than watching someone get dunked on forever for no bloody reason in hell, apparently. Speaking of hell, the people in this next one live in it. This one just wrecks your brain the more you think about it, because the logic is all over the shop. You have a world where some animals are basically just humans. They talk, they work jobs, they pay bills, they have full personalities, and then right next to them, you still have normal animals acting like, well, you know, bloody animals, like nothing changed. Let's take the regular show, for example. You've got Mordecai and Rigby just living life, going to work, chilling with their friends, acting like normal people. And then you look up, and there are just regular birds flying around, doing bird things and eating worms.
I wonder what they were doing in there all alone.
Maybe their mom got scared off or something.
While there are actual filthy raccoons wallowing in the bloody bins. So, now the question is, what exactly is the bloody difference here?
Isn't it cool?
Dude, you gotta stop pulling stuff out of the trash. It's unnatural.
You're unnatural.
The same thing with the amazing world of Gumball. The place is full of all kinds of characters. A walking blue cat, a fish with legs, random objects just existing like it's normal. But then you still see actual animals that are just animals. No talking, no jobs, no taxes, no Netflix subscriptions, nothing. And nobody questions it. They just go with the flow like it's normal to have a f***ing dolphin in your maths class.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you for hours. What are you doing?
Saving the dolphins.
From what?
Drowning?
Ugh.
Even Mickey Mouse lives like a regular person. Full house, friends, whole lifestyle. But there are still regular mice running around in that same world. And Goofy is an anthropomorphic dog, walking around like a human, while Pluto is just a f***ing canine beast. It just creates this weird situation where you start wondering if those animals are like the same species or not. Because now it starts looking a little uncomfortable if you think about it too long. And the show never explains it. They just expect you to accept it and move on. Like, yeah, this bird pays rent, and that bird is looking for worms. Perfectly normal. At the end of the day, it's not ruining the show or anything, but once it clicks in your head, you can't really ignore it anymore, because the whole system just feels random. Like the rules were made up on the spot, and everybody just agrees to never bring it up again. The next one, we've seen quite a lot. You can't really get mad at this one because it's straight old cartoon logic, and it makes zero sense. A character runs off a cliff, and instead of falling like a normal person, they just stay there in midair, like the game is lagging. Then they slowly look down, realise that they're finished, and only then gravity decides to start working again. You see this all the time in Looney Tunes, especially with Wile E. Coyote. This guy will chase the Roadrunner off a cliff, stop midair, pull out a sign or something dumb, and then finally drop after a few seconds like gravity is trolling him. Worst thing is, the Roadrunner doesn't even fall. Even Tom from Tom and Jerry does this. He runs in full speed, goes past the edge, freezes, looks at the camera like he just realised his life is over, and then he falls straight down to his doom like Kirby. The funny thing is that newer shows still do it too, like SpongeBob SquarePants. Characters will literally ignore gravity until the exact moment it becomes funny to fall. What makes it even funnier is that sometimes they even walk back in the air for just a second before dropping like their legs are still trying to figure things out. In real life, the moment you leave that edge, that's it. You're already on your way down. No pause, no thinking time, no dramatic realization, just crash land like it's f***ing breadwinners. But cartoons treat gravity like it's optional. Like it only works when the character understands the situation, which is ridiculous.
This is the greatest thrill of my life! I'm king of the world! Woohoo! Woohoo! No!
It's funny, no doubt, but it also makes you realise that in some cartoon worlds, physics is just a suggestion and not a rule, and gravity is basically waiting for the character to catch on to the joke before doing its job. This one right here is just straight up plot armor doing cardio, because there's no way this many people are missing that badly. You have one guy running in a straight line with nothing to protect them but vibes and prayers, and yet somehow dozens of enemies with guns still can't land a single shot. What are they even watching at that point? The biggest example, and probably one of the earliest, would be the stormtroopers from Star Wars.
It's an ambush! Sound the alarm! This way!
Imagine having the hero right in front of you while the full squad is raining down bullets at them, and they either dodge everything perfectly or everything else just misses. Watching this live, you'd almost think they were aiming with their eyes closed, while the main characters are just jogging through it like it's a morning workout. Same thing in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Enemies will surround the turtles, start firing, and none of it connects. Even when the turtles are not even trying that hard to dodge, they're just flipping around and everything magically misses.
Well, looks like you got your wish, Raffy boy.
We could keep going for days. Think about Ben 10 Alien Force, where the DNA aliens and the Forever Knights will be unloading full attacks, lasers everywhere, and Ben is just out there moving in a straight path and still not getting touched. At least one of those should connect.
I forgot how much fun this is. Hey!
Even in Invincible, when regular humans try to fight stronger characters, they'll empty everything they have and it still does nothing, or just completely misses, and it starts to feel like the weapons are just there for decoration. At some point, it stops feeling intense and starts feeling fake, because when there are zero consequences, the danger disappears completely. Like, why should anyone be worried if hundreds of shots can't kill one target? It would actually feel way more real if at least some of those attacks landed, even if the character survives, because right now, it just looks like the enemies are there to make noise, while the hero runs through everything untouched. This one actually hurts, because it feels like the writers are setting something up, getting people invested, and then just pulling the plug right when it starts to get good. A character starts off annoying or shallow, or just not that interesting, and then slowly they begin to change. They start making better decisions, they show growth, they become more likable, and just when it feels like they're about to reach that next level, they get killed off. And it always hits harder because you can see the potential. You can literally see the better version of them forming in real time, and then it just ends. A perfect example is Rexplode from Invincible. At the start, he's not exactly the most loved guy. He's loud, he's kind of a jerk, and makes bad choices. And a lot of people are not really rocking with him like that. But over time, he actually starts improving. He becomes more self-aware, starts taking things more seriously, and people begin to warm up to it. Like, okay, this guy might actually turn into something solid. And then, right when that shift is happening, right when he's becoming a fan favourite, he dies. Just like that. No reset, no second chance, no coming back later. What makes it even crazier is that this same show brings back so many other characters. Immortal dies and comes back, Duplicate dies and comes back, Shrinking Ray goes through something horrible and still comes back. Even Alan the Alien basically cheats death and then returns stronger. So when Rex is the one who actually stays gone, it feels unfair. Like the one character who is in the middle of real growth is the one who doesn't get that same treatment. But at the same time, this is also why it hits so hard, because it reminds you that not every story is going to protect its characters. Sometimes growth doesn't guarantee survival, and sometimes people don't get the chance to fully become who they were trying to be. It's frustrating, yeah, but it also makes the world feel more real, because in real life, people don't always get perfect endings, or complete arcs. Sometimes things just stop suddenly. Still, it doesn't stop it from feeling painful, because you're left thinking about what could have been, how far they could have gone, and how much better they could have become if they were just given a little bit more time. And these aren't even all the annoying character tropes either. There's more, way bloody more things about cartoons that just don't even begin to make any damn sense. But if we spent another second talking about them, we'd all have a collective heart attack. The things we do because we love our community. If you love us back, make sure to share it by liking and sharing the video. It really does a lot more than you know. Cheerio!